In a new report entitled Strategic Maneuvers, CREW, or Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, has revealed the extent of the Pentagon's revolving door. The report states, between 2009 and 2011, about 70% of retired generals and admirals went to work for defense contractors and defense consultants.
Dozens and dozens go from important government positions where they were making, say, $125,000 a year into contractor jobs where they were making $500,000, $800,000, $1 million a year, working for the very contractors they were supposed to oversee.
An example of the revolving door is Lieutenant General David Deptula, who was the Deputy Chief for Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance for the Air Force. He retired in October of 2010, and just a few months later, he joined defense contractor MAV-6. He became its new chief executive. A few months after Deptula joined MAV-6, the company announced an $86 million contract to develop a new unmanned airship over at the Air Force. Generals can go and then cash out and go sit on, say, 5 different boards, and they can be paid almost $200,000 a pop on each of those boards, maybe to appear at 2 board meetings a year.
Well, the lobbying force of these companies is unbelievable. I mean, they have 1,000 lobbyists or more, about 2 for every member of Congress.
I remember when a lobbyist took me out to lunch when I was on the Armed Services Committee staff. This is a former Army colonel, now working for a defense contractor. And he told me there was a lot of people who would pay a lot of money for what I knew. What I knew was how a bill becomes a law, really. How you get it through the committees, what members' interests were. You can take that knowledge and sell it, and you can make a lot of money on it.
The profits of these companies, they're massive, and their top executives are paid huge dollar figures, and it's really, they're being paid with our tax dollars. Dangers lurking behind the revolving door problem are that folks are there to further their own financial interests rather than our public interests.
Where those laws kind of miss the boat is this growing industry of consulting.
Generals, for example, might not want to be seen as being lobbyists, but they'll be consultants. And again, generals have such a high profile and they're held in such high esteem that when a general calls on a member of Congress, they're going to take him more seriously than they are other folks. So money spent on these kinds of consultants and people like this bring a huge rate of return to the company.
People we're paying to oversee our taxpayer dollars cannot ever go to work for the people they're overseeing.
The average citizen concerned about the amount of money going into defense contractors' pocket should really look hard at the kind of decisions their member of Congress is making.
To meet with them when they're in our districts. We have to write letters to the paper. Any tool we can think of because of the amount of power we're up against.
The revolving door problem isn't going away anytime soon, so clearly we need some new laws to address these problems. Regular people need to say, hey, we care about the revolving door and we want to see it shut.